So today I'm just driving to town actually. First day I've ventured out of the village since the snowfall, which was the day before yesterday, and we've had a beautiful day yesterday, bright sunshine and clear blue skies, and we got quite a lot of melt. But then it's frozen ever since. So I think at the minute it's -4, which is really cold, and all that melt from yesterday has frozen on the road. So I'm going really, really slow. There is ice about, but what is amazing is that we're in a village 15-20 minutes from town, and there's not a lot of people living there. But all of these villages around here, as soon as this fell, that next morning, it fell in the night, and the next morning, the snow plows were out. I went down to. We've actually made another video of us out in the snow and doing a bit of off-roading out around the back of the house. Wow, I don't know if you can see that eagle that's just flown out of that tree. I'm not sure the camera's going to pick it up. It's right in front of me, flying in the road. Hopefully you can see that. You see a lot of eagles around. Beautiful. And I think especially in the winter when I don't know, maybe they're searching for food more, or maybe it's just because there's no leaves in the trees, you see them everywhere. But anyway, yeah, we made a little video of us driving out around the back of the village and playing in the snow and just talking about weather and sorts of things like that. But I haven't even finished making that yet, but that'll be uploaded very soon. But after that I went down to go and speak to the mayor in the centre of the village, and that was probably 10 o'clock in the morning after we'd had the snowfall, and the village had already been ploughed and I think gritted. I mean, these roads are amazingly clear for how infrequently they are used. So that's really good. I mean, it's still totally possible to get around everywhere. It's funny how I keep saying this recently, how in Bulgaria we're not like that equipped for the rain. Like in the UK where we are, our roofs are built for huge rainfall. We put drainage systems all around our house to cope with heavy rainfall because we get so much. And down here it's just not kind of set up the same. And when you get heavy rainfall, we can't cope. But in England, when you get a bit of snow, everything comes to a standstill. No one knows how to deal with it. And there's no way a little village like this would have been ploughed and gritted in that kind of time frame. But out here, they're really set up for this, and they expect it. It's quite common to have this. Like I think I've mentioned, we haven't actually had this much snow. It was 4 years ago that we had a heavy snowfall, and since then we've only had a very small amount. This isn't a lot, but it was a lot less than this. But yeah, they're still prepared for it, and they're ready for it. And as soon as it happens, all those roads are clear, and yeah, getting about seems to be fine. I'm gonna have to be a little. And I always wondered what it was going to be like when we brought this house here. I wondered how it was going to be, if we did get a really, really cold winter. You drive up and down this road and you think there's quite a lot of hills and climbs, and there's quite a lot of corners, and yeah, it's okay. You can see there's water on the road here. This isn't frozen, but there are patches of ice. Just, like I said, going very carefully and watching out for those. So we drove over here 4 years ago, and what was a 2.5-3 day journey ended up taking us 5 or 6 days, because there was this huge snowfall across Europe. I don't remember what day we set off, but I know that we arrived the day before Jess's birthday, which is the 11th of January, and yeah, it was a bad time to drive across Europe, and we said we wouldn't do it again. I think I would now. I look back on it as being a massive adventure. It was quite make and break, and definitely made us stronger. And we had a lot of fun. Look back on it. We had, we did it in a Land Rover Discovery as well, and we still had some problems. We came off the road at one point, but anyway, it was an adventure. But another thing was just learning how to drive in the snow. A lot of the roads weren't gritted and ploughed when we were coming across Europe, and especially when we kind of hit that last bit of Romania, and it was just falling so heavy and so frequently as well, there wasn't a lot we could do. Here we are at Jerusalimovo. There's our house up there, our new house up there on the top of the hill. I'd love to go and, I'm going to have to go and have a look at that, see how that looks in the snow. I'll do that on the way back. But yeah, it was a big learning curve of how to drive a car in snow, which I've never really, I mean, I had driven in snow before, but never seriously and never all day, solidly for a long period of time. And also coming up and down mountains. We, as I said, it took a lot longer than we thought, and we came over the border at Vidin in northwest Bulgaria, and it was getting dark as we crossed the border. And I remember we pulled over and we had a look on our phones to see if we could find somewhere to stay the night. And we didn't know a lot about Bulgaria then. I saw an area called Belogradchik, which now I know is a pretty well-renowned area. It's just beautiful and actually very similar to where I'm driving now. You've got loads of amazing rock formations. We didn't know any of that. I just looked on the map and saw, okay, there's a guest house there. Okay, it only looks like it's a couple of kilometres off the motorway. That's fine. And I guess as the crow flies, it probably was only a couple of kilometres off the motorway, but we didn't realise it was up a mountain. I think it was the town or the village of Belogradchik that we stayed in, this little guest house, and it was a climb through the forest in the pitch black. And I think I had to stop for a pee halfway up, and we were just going along. We were driving over, like I said, in the Land Rover Discovery, and the back of the car was just full to the ceiling with our recording equipment. We had a drum kit, we had like 6 guitars, keyboards, amps, and a few bags of clothes and a few other things, speakers, just all kinds of stuff we needed to. That was the main thing. When we first moved over here, we were going to spend the first few months recording an album, which we did. Maybe I'll put a link to that in the bio down below, because I've had a few people asking us about our music recently, but that was the first album we recorded out here. Anyway, we were driving up this mountain with a full heavy load of, literally full to the ceiling, this Land Rover, and needed a pee, touched the brakes. As I just very slowly, I was just pulling up in the middle of the forest, and where the road had been plowed before, luckily there was kind of 5-6 foot snowbanks either side of the road, but as I touched the brakes, the car just span out, and we ended up nose first in this huge snowbank, kind of overlooking an edge, which was pretty scary. And it was pitch black, and we couldn't get it out. We didn't know what to do. We could not get that car out. And we didn't speak any Bulgarian at the time. And this is just over 4 years ago. And I phoned the hotel, and I mean, they weren't even really running. I don't think they'd probably had anyone staying there for a month or two. They phoned somebody else, came out in a pickup with a big spade and a tow rope, and this guy was like kind of Bulgarian Tarzan. He was crazy. He was amazing as well. And he dug our Jeep out, and he tied this rope to it and just pulled us out of the bank. And then we followed him up to the hotel, and we were so done by the time we got there, and we were just like, we're never leaving this place. We're just going to stay up here until the snow melts, because we also knew that we had to get back down that mountain, and the thought of that was pretty terrifying. Ended up staying there. We actually had a bottle of mead that we had brought all the way from England. Neither of us had ever drunken mead before, but yeah, we opened that as soon as we got into the hotel room, and we slept pretty well. And the next morning we did decide to try and make it down, and it was pretty scary, but we did it, and we made it to Svilingrad, to Levka, where we were staying the next night, and that was our trip over in the snow. And that was the last time. It was a lot more snow than this, but it was a big learning curve, having to learn to come down that mountain without touching the brakes, trying to slow down as much as you can with your gears, and just learning you don't brake like you normally do. But it's all fun. I look back on it with good memory. It's a good memory now. Anyway, I think I was really just going to do this video just to show a little bit of the road in the snow and show you how it looks. And I ended up talking about all of that, but anyway, This is the end of January. Got the motorway down here over right now. I'm just coming up towards town, so I'm going to go. And yeah, thanks for watching as always. Like I said, there's going to be another snow video coming up soon. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more. Follow us on Facebook and check out our website. Everything's in the description down below. Yeah, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.